Hello again, Misfits. Welcome to another Under the Lid. And this time we're looking at Critical Foundation Season 1. Now, we ran by Hachette's booth, and they were awesome to tell us about this game and toss us one of these here. This is Season 1 of this, although it says it actually has a different game manufacturer. It says Gigamic. I don't know if they're publishing for them or picking up their stuff. I don't know if they're part of Hachette Games. I'll have to do our homework on this. But this looked really cool. I was super interested in this because it's basically like quick RPG games. Now, basically, it takes a normal RPG, kind of breaks it down a bit, and makes it a lot simpler to play. So you can get in, it said 9 episodes, and they're about 30, 40 minutes a piece. And someone plays a game master, gets a whole book for what you can do and kind of guide. Now, it's a little more on rails, maybe, I think. Don't quote me on that. I haven't played it yet. But I imagine it's a little more on rails than your typical RPG. But it is a good way to get a quick fix in. Maybe people who don't want to go or don't have the time to go through building up a whole character and playing for hours and hours and hours and da-da-da-da-da. And just say, you know, I want to RP, but I don't want to spend like a whole day RPing this or whatever. You know what I mean? This is your answer right here, Critical Foundation. Because you have your characters and they give you kind of preset characters, but you have some choices in their creation, and you have more basic, I think, streamlined RPG stuff and a streamlined game master, but it gives you those quick thrills that you need of RPGing without, you know, taking a lot of the legwork, you know what I mean? And that is appealing to me because, I don't know about you, but I have a lot less time these days. So sometimes I just want to play an RPG, but I don't have 4 hours to do, and this is a great way to kind of fill that gap. I don't think there's enough quick RPGs that do that, honestly. There's only a couple of similar ones that I saw that did something kind of similar, but not in this kind of vein. FFG put out one that was actually pretty good, but I can't remember what the heck it's called now. That was kind of sort of a RPG light, but it still was like a lot more work looking than this. So this is obviously your breakdown, your instruction booklet. Looks cool, looks perfect. I mean, it's got all your theme. Art's on point, looks good. I like the layout and design with the different categories and everything. That's cool. I'm sure this will be fine. Looks good. Keeps in theme. Got a box. Who doesn't like a box? It's a box.
It's a box.
It's a box. And then we have maps, which I think maps are very integral to RPGs. You definitely need them to get a sense of where you're at, you know what I mean? Forgotten Realms isn't the Forgotten Realms with a big map of Forgotten Realms, right? And Waterdeep, you know what I'm talking about. I would hope so. So this looks like what is a role-playing game. So for people who are newer, basically it kind of gives you a breakdown, and then it has your episodes on here. This is important because obviously maybe a bunch of beginner RPGers, if they haven't experienced Dungeons & Dragons or anything, or maybe don't want to play Dungeons & Dragons. Maybe they're looking for more of a modern theme or a cyberpunk theme and don't know anything about Shadowrun or any of the cyberpunk games as much. Then that's definitely more what they're looking for. These make little boxes or these are holders for your names. You can actually write your name, and I thought it has a dry erase marker if I recall correctly. You can write your name and name your character whatever you want. Then you have your punch out cards here. I like the little tape deck. Okay, for those of us old enough to remember tapes, these are tape decks. Yeah. How old are we now? Way too old. Way too old, and yet we still play games because we're young at heart, right? That's what I keep telling myself.
That's what you tell yourself.
That's what I tell myself. So we have... Shh, quiet. So we have a Game Master screen here. This is actually a really nice Game Master screen. It has all your dice checks and combat, typical Game Master screen for those that are not familiar with it. Of course, it has all your breakdowns. So when you're running the game, you can reference all the checks and things that you need on the fly without having to dig out a book or whatever. Classic RPG stuff. I'm gonna actually leave that out over here. Kind of dig that. Let's see. We got dice because you can't have any RPG without dice. So it looks like we have a bunch of 12-siders and 8-sider. No 20-sided die here. The 20-sided die here, I will still fail miserably. And some 6-siders with some icons on them. Don't know what they mean, but they look cool. I imagine these are miss. This is probably a hit, and that's probably a crit, maybe, I would think. That sounds about right. Could be wrong, but that sounds pretty accurate. And then, let's see. What can I get out of this roll, huh? All right, I've got crap. How do you get a 0? Wait a minute. There's a 0 on here. No.
Only you can roll a
only
0.
I can roll a 0 on an 8-sided dice. No, I rolled, I barely rolled 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I rolled 8 out of 4 12s. Or 8s. Yeah, no, these are 12s. These are not your normal dice, just fair warning, obviously.
And this is why you're the dungeon master and not rolling dice.
Not wrong. Smaller box. I have a smaller box. And cards. These I know are a lot of your equipments and upgrades from what I was looking at. from what I saw. You can also take wounds in the game. You have wound cards and stuff like that, I believe. So yeah, oh yeah, here's exhausted, disorientated. Then you have your different roles here: researcher, forensic physician. You have your little clues and things like that. Although it's not a detective game. And then here's your equipment: Kevlar armor, assault rifle, vests, guns. Obviously, it's a modern game. And then you have wounds, head wounds, arm wounds. All of these wounds are bad. Don't want any wounds. Wounds are bad. Your erasable marker, obviously. Looks like decent quality. Definitely not bad at all. I'm sure you can use any erasable marker. These are going to use to write your characters' names on these boards right over here. And last but not least, actually it's not even last, but close to last. You got your character cards. Now these make up NPCs as well. You do have standees and stuff for your NPCs. Although if you want to spice things up, get some minis. I'm sure you could find some good minis. And various retailers that are more modernist than your D&D stuff. They have cyberpunk minis, right?
Yeah, I've got some in the closet over here.
He's got some in the closet, right? But I mean, current make versions or old ones?
Oh, new ones.
Oh, okay.
Got them at Gen Con.
Got them at Gen Con. I'm totally jelly. So here we go. We got all these cards. These are NPCs, various characters. These are your characters. You got 1 of 4 characters you can play. You have different locations. I like the art in this game. It is very nice. And I'm fairly... I used to be an artist, so I'm fairly kind of harsh with art sometimes. But most of the time, if games don't point with art, I will say so. And these definitely look really good. Kind of gives you a sense and theme of what you're going for. I like that one a lot. That's cool, too, with the light streaks on the cars, everything. That seems to be a thing.
Nice.
Looks very good. So yeah, and then last but probably not least, we have little booklets. What are these? Ooh, what are these? Oh, okay. So these look like probably more than likely stuff that carries over. These are sleeves that hold cards. So more than likely, like if you finish one adventure and can't go on to the next, you probably put your equipment and gear in here, stuff that you gathered up as you went along, because you do have variants in here. You do have things that you get as you go along. So that's pretty cool. I like that. It's a way to save your character progress. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This is Critical Foundation. Again, short-term RPG, 9 episodes, 30 minutes a piece or so. If you want a quick RPG fix in a modern, futuristic kind of setting or whatever, this looks like the game for you. I don't know too many other games like that do kind of a quick thing. So definitely cool, and we definitely look forward to playing this. Thanks again for joining me again for another Under the Lid. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We appreciate all your input here, guys, and all your watching, believe me. So again, guys, don't forget, in the future, you still want to game on.